Hey everyone, my name is Will Pets, and I am not a paid actor, and as you can tell by my YouTube page, I am not a content creator or anything. I'm literally just doing this because I was looking for tons of videos on people asking and telling people what their experiences of getting a hair transplant in Turkey was, and I didn't really find it, and I love helping people, so I don't know if this is going to be a you should do this video, or if this should be a don't do this video. I have no clue, because today is day 0. So I'm waking up at 6:30 a.m. Going to be getting a taxi, all included, to the place at 8, talk to the doctor, and maybe around 10 o'clock they shave me and they start taking all the hair from around here, and hopefully they'll start putting it up here, and then tomorrow I do here. That's right, I'm doing a 2-day session because, let me show you, that's the bald spot, and then that's the bald spot here. So a bunch of questions everyone asks is, why Turkey? Well, the first one, 100%, it's the price. So typically a procedure is going to be between $4,000 and $7,000. I am on the higher end because I'm doing 2 sessions. The other reason why is they literally do 3 a day here. And there's hundreds of clinics. Literally, when I walk out of this hotel, and all weekend as I've been here, because I took a little vacation at the same time, there are so many people that have had this procedure. So in the US, the procedure usually costs between maybe $15,000 and $25,000+. So yeah, there's definitely a cost thing, but in the US they don't do it as often, where they do it, like I said, like 3 times a day here. So, you know, I'm really choosing a place that does it more. That's really the why Turkey. When? How does it all work? So the place that I chose had a 3-month window, because that's how many people have been doing it. And what they do is they don't include airfare. They include the hotel transportation, and we're staying at essentially a 5-star hotel, really nice, so that you're really comfortable. They do the transportation to and from the location, the clinic, and then the flight, and then the transportation back to the flight. Is it painful? Every video that I looked at, everyone's like, oh, it's not really painful. Everyone I spoke to here all said it was painful. From what I understand, that they do have 2 options, but I will absolutely let you know after if you get put under. Typically it's just local anesthesia and then they do the work, but I heard yesterday that they do offer to go under. I don't think I'm going to choose that, but maybe tomorrow I will. I assume that I'm going to be crying all night, because it's supposed to be pretty uncomfortable, because you can't sleep normally. You have to keep your head off, no pressure on top. A couple other things, no drinking for 2 to 3 weeks prior, and definitely a bunch of weeks after. So that's one thing that most people might have a problem with. I don't do drugs, but no drugs. No sex either. It was kind of the jokes where they said, you know, don't bring a girlfriend because you don't want to have sex, especially after, because what happens is it's your blood pressure, and you want to make sure that all the blood stays here and not down here. That's a real thing. So at this point, I am going to have some breakfast, jump in the van, and I don't know if they'll let me video during, but I will let you know after. Okay, so this is a quarter of the way done. So they did the extraction all on one side, and then that took about 3 hours, So now it's going to take another 2 to 3 hours to put it in the front, and then we do this all over again tomorrow. So the first 30 injections are the anesthesia. It burned, it hurt, but not horrible. And that's about it. So they're going to put more anesthesia, which I'm not looking forward to, in the front here. And then they're going to insert them. All right, let's see what happens. All right, guys, this is a recap of day 1. So this morning I went to the clinic, and it was from 8 till 4 o'clock or so, 5 o'clock. So it's a long day. So this is what it looks like. What they did was they took grafts from the side of my head here, and they put it onto the top crown. They did 4,200, so that's 4,200 pokes. So what they did was, during the session, there was one woman who was, I'm guessing, with some type of pen that was scraping the scalp and finding all of these hairs, the follicles, in a pattern so that it wouldn't look unnatural because hair doesn't grow back when you pull it out. So they took those. Before they took that out, though, they did inject me with the numbing stuff. That part was painful. Not super painful. It just stings and burns. A lot of the guys that were at the clinic, and there was 5, 3 of them got where they got sedated, so they didn't even feel it. I didn't opt to do that. My pain tolerance was a little bit higher. So the entire experience was perfect. They picked us up on time. They explained to us what was happening. We saw a doctor that individually talked to us, took videos, cameras, pictures, outlined on our head where the hairline should be, where we wanted it to be. I just want it to be supernatural. He makes you crunch your face and do all these things so you can actually see where your hairline should have been and how it should be. So I thought that was super professional. Ask all the questions. Now, he pretty much understands the questions that you're asking him, but there was an interpreter there too to help you out. So she speaks fluent English. After that sessions go, everyone goes into their rooms, and this is all happening at the same time. My room basically had, like I said, 2 people. Two people. One person was using a pen to scrape, and the other person was using like a tweezer to pull the hair follicles out. The actual procedure, you don't feel anything because you're super numb. So all you hear is zzz, 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 and then you do kind of hear, it kind of sounds crazy, but like ripping out roots. So you feel it coming out. Not really feel it coming out, but hear it coming out, and you just feel some pressure. That entire process took 3-4 hours or so. And then after that was done, some people had some lunch that they provided. I didn't, just because I wasn't super hungry, and I didn't want to eat anything knowing I was going to get more pain and other stuff getting done. So the second session, what they do is they have 2 or 3 people there, and they're setting up, I guess, I didn't look, but I'm guessing in my head they're like these guns or something, and the doctor shoots them in and then passes it off, shoots it in, passes it off. It's almost like stapling them in a certain pattern to make sure that your hair looks super clean when it grows in. Now, the one thing that people always ask is, are they actual doctors? So the people that did all of the pre-work and took all the stuff out, I think they're just clinicians. But again, these are people that are doing it for 2+ years. The clinic that I went to, which is the Blue Magic Group, has been there for 7 years. This is a new office that they moved into just a few months ago. So it's super clean, super nice, and no concerns whatsoever with it. Everything looked super sterile as well. And then after that procedure gets done, or the person who actually does the inserting, I think is a doctor, because he looked different and he just seemed different. So that's it. Okay, so this is day 2. I slept, well, let me rephrase, I didn't sleep at all last night. My head is on fire. It essentially feels like I was riding a bicycle, fell over, and scraped the entire head on a sidewalk. It's absolutely painful. And I even took a bunch of the pain meds they gave me. You have to wear this neck pillow and stay straight up vertical, because you can't have your head or anything touching as you're here. So today we're going back in the morning, because what they're going to do is finish this part up here with this part of my hair. I am absolutely going to be put under, because even though the pain wasn't too bad, because of the amount of pain I'm in right now, I know it's going to be even worse. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to be put under for all it is for like 10-15 minutes while they inject you so you get numb, and then you wake back up. But I am not looking forward today at all, nor am I looking forward to tomorrow night, because at least I had this side to sleep a little bit on, and tomorrow I won't have any sides. So this is just the tape to keep some bandages on. Anyway, this is what it looks like. And it is red because of the iodine and stuff they put on. They also, after they did I forgot what it's called, PRP, they put the blood from me on top of it while the wound was open, and that's supposed to really helps it much more. So, all right, not looking forward to this. Okay, I'm officially finished. This is day 2 after. I feel horrible. Have the chills, and I did go under. They put me under, and that was great. The problem is at the end, because it took about 6 hours, it started wearing off, and some of the stuff I had to get more. I did in total 6,100 grafts, more than I was expecting. I can't talk too much right now. It's just painful. I just can't put my head down at all. It has to stay up for at least 5 to 10 days because the stuff that they put into your hair has to stay and not drip out. So guys, this is day 10. I am home and feeling pretty much back to normal, other than having that on top of my head. So what you see here is just scabbing. You'll see the pictures on the side. This is what I look like when I went in. This is right after. And now after day 11, what I'm able to do every morning is kind of scratch a little bit with some water, not scratch, rub, and they start falling off. These are each little holes that are essentially scabs that will fall off by hopefully next Tuesday. So another like 3 or 4 more days. So I want to take a quick moment to kind of go over a bunch of things that are tips and tricks for those that are looking to do this. The first one, buy an amazing neck pillow. You want to make sure that you bring a neck pillow because the ones they provide are not that good at all. And there are 3 or 4 days that you are going to need this intensely because you have to stay up without having anything touch your head. Take the sedation. Now that I did it, if I had to do it all over again, I would take the sedation the first and second day. Why not spend an extra $300 or $400 to do it and feel better? Make sure you don't drink anything before, like beers and alcohol. Don't take multivitamins, anything spicy. Really do your best to, and you can research this, to keep your blood thin low. So you don't want your blood thin. I had almost no bleeding, where a lot of other people did. Now it's also our body makeup and other stuff, but I really stuck to 2 weeks prior, just making sure that I did nothing to thin my blood. And I feel like it really helped because a lot of other people had pillows and things, and their hotel rooms became bloody after. So I did not have any of that. Prepare to buy the kits after. So this is going to be some shampoos and pills and some things, and it ranges between like $300 and $700 if you want to do 6 months, 4 months, a year. I did it. Just prepare for that. These are things that they don't typically tell you. Highly recommend traveling with someone, not because of anything other than the emotional support and helping out. You probably have seen at this point, I was absolutely drowsy. I couldn't eat for 2 days. I just felt absolutely horrible. It was really, really, really helpful to have someone there with me. Talk to others while you're there. You'll realize that the pain you're in is the same pain everyone else is in, and it's normal. I think that's the most important part about going to Istanbul, is because in New York and other states that you don't really find people that do this, and you don't have people to go, well, is this normal? There, everyone did it. So that was super helpful just to kind of talk this through. And actually after, we've stayed in touch and we've all talked about what are happening, and it really helps us. Eat well in the morning. I got zero lunch. So I went for 8-9 hours a day without eating anything and just laying there. So make sure you eat really, really well in the morning. And those that are asking like other questions like how is the pain? Coming back into it, I would say, the pain was painful and it was really bad at night. But overall, it's not the end of the world. However, while I was in it, it really did feel like that. The hardest parts while you're there is when you don't speak the language. Whenever they're speaking to each other and they're working on you, you think that something is wrong. So, and it's not, everything is totally fine. It's just in your head. You're just so worried and you're thinking and you have nothing better to do than hear them for 8 hours. Don't worry, everything would be fine. And they have the interpreters there. So you can always ask them questions. One thing about the interpreters, they do speak English. However, it's not their native tongue. So do your best not to fully joke around with them or extended explanations. because sometimes it gets confusing and they may interpret it incorrectly. I highly would recommend, and I've seen people that had issues that only flew in for the 2 or 3 days, and because of weather, their flights got canceled, and then it became a huge problem. So what I'd recommend is flying in 2 days early. One, you get to enjoy Istanbul and everything, but you gotta make sure that your mindset is there, you're clear, your body's ready for it. And then I would spend another day or two after, just because the flight home and all the other stuff, and just put some, you know that, well, if anything should be wrong, they're right there, but there shouldn't be any problems. Well, with that said, I don't want to talk too much. If you guys have any questions, if there's anything you want to know, I will be doing a follow-up in 6 to 9 months to tell you exactly how things are going. You can follow my Instagram and kind of see how my hair is going too. Again, this is not to get followers, this is not to make money. However, I did find out if you are interested in going to the clinic, they will give me a percentage back. I think it's like 5% or something like that. So if you are interested in going to this place, hit me up. I can make a couple $100 and that'd be cool, but not necessary. So that's about it. So guys, good luck, and don't worry, it will get better.